So I'm going to head down to the very first practice spot that when I even had like maybe 5 kilometers riding experience, was the first place that I started doing some riding practice. And I really wanted somewhere that was, obviously quiet, but had enough space to do some different things. And it took me a while to find it, because the problem with it is that you've got to find somewhere that suits all of the prerequisites of practicing and stuff, but isn't too hard to get to because you don't know how to ride. It's particularly hard when you live in the city, because our house is surrounded by arterial roads. So this joint is like there's a bunch of stinky industrial places. So yeah, obviously industrial type of places are quite good. They're quiet at night, and they have no one in them on the weekend. So eventually you'll want to find somewhere reasonably large. Like you start out with your little car parks and stuff, which are really good for just those first, couple of weeks or week or whatever. And still good as you're practicing. I still try to get into a car park and just do all of my drills pretty regularly. But eventually you want somewhere bigger like this that you can open up on. It has a few different sort of real life situations, a few vehicles moving around. I think the bumpy road is actually quite good because you can start to get a feel for what it's like to have the bike moving around a little bit. But yeah, even though this is a stinky old shithole, I'll always have a soft spot in my heart for it, because it's where I did my first riding. So this is a little car park within this industrial estate that I chose and have spent many an hour in, because it's got quite a lot of different little areas, and you can do a bunch of stuff. There's no one here on the weekend, and there's no one here at night. Just me and the shipping containers. So I just made up a little route which I could do over and over and over, and started to give me some familiarity. Not too complicated. So I'd change up into second, come around the top of this guy, and then weave through these things, and then come to a stop here, indicate, get to do a start off, change to second, swerve through these things, do a little bit of faster swerving, and then come up here for my tight turns. Practice using the back brake and the throttle to turn nice and slow. And then come back through with some faster turns. Not that fast, but whatever. Just used to be a little bit careful here though. You never know if somebody's just going to pull out. And so that was it. Just had my little thing that I'd just do over and over. And it just, having the repetition is good. It just makes a really big difference. And then the other thing that I used to do here quite a bit, because it's one of the things you've got to do in your test, is the U-turn. Practicing the back brake and first gear, making sure that you can get your U-turn right, things like that. But yeah, need to have a little happy place to come and practice, where it's safe, there's low risk of cars, and you can just start to get some of those basic skills together.